Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to Finance Current Affairs session. In today's session, we are going to discuss a very important news article of Finance and Economics that is regarding the DPIIT, that is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. This department has released the data for the FDI inflows for the first 3 quarters of the financial year 23. So this is very important. This is a very important news article for you to understand from the descriptive answer writing point of view as well as from the objective point of view also. And this is important for all the regulatory bodies exam. Okay. So here today let's have the complete clarity that what has happened to the FDI inflows, how they have decreased, why they have decreased, what is the data points regarding the states also, that which state has done well, which state is doing worse. So all of this let's understand in today's session. But before starting with this session, there is a very big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide for RBI, NABARD and SEBI. So through a single guidebook you can get all your common queries answered. If you want to know about the examination, that what is the pattern of the examination, what is the syllabus of the examination, what are the previous year cutoff of the examination, all these common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. You do not have to visit different links, you do not have to visit different websites. Even if you want to know about the preparation, that what is the sources for the preparation, what are the strategy for the preparation, you are going to get the definitive answers of your queries in this guidebook, as well as again you do not have to go to different sources, and this is made absolutely free of cost for you all to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download these guidebooks. The link is provided in the description box below, so do download these guidebooks. Okay. Now coming to our news article today, that is the FDI inflows data from the DPIIT has been released. Here you can see the graph, and there are the graphs that will make your understanding of the topic very easy. So we can see that the overall FDI inflows have taken a hit. Okay, so this is for the data points from April to December 2022. That is for the financial year 23. There are the 3 quarters data that has been released. That is the first quarter, the second quarter and the third quarter. The fourth quarter is from January 2023 to March 2023. That is going on. That quarter is going on, and that's why the data of that quarter is not available. But for the first 3 quarters, you can see that the overall FDI inflows have taken a hit. So what has happened? How much hit have we seen? So here you can see that the overall FDI inflows into India fell by 9%. Okay, during the April to December 2022, as why it has happened? The interest rate hike is going on by the major central banks. So see, due to the Russia-Ukraine war, there was the inflation that was raging in the world. The inflation was rising very fast across the countries, across the globe. And to control this inflation, to reduce this inflation, the central banks of most of the countries, the developed countries, the developing countries, our Reserve Bank of India, they all were raising the rates. They all were increasing the rates, and they were increasing the interest rate. So to control this increasing inflation, the interest rates was being raised by the major central banks around the globe. And when the interest rate is increasing in the developed countries, let's say US, Germany, the Britain, they all are raising their interest rates. So what is happening, that the foreign investment is going to those countries. The investors are going there because they are quite attracted by these high interest rate. They want to save their money in the developed countries that are providing the safer options, because according to the investors, the developed countries are quite safe. So the money was flowing to those countries. Okay. As well as what was happening, that there was recessionary fears that were coming in many parts of the world, seeing the Russia-Ukraine war, seeing the problems around the globe that is going on after the COVID situation, after the Russia-Ukraine war, the supply chain was also getting disrupted. So seeing all the troubles that are coming, the recessionary fears were growing among the investors, and it was dampening the sentiments of the investors to invest. Okay. As well as what was happening, that the dollars was becoming very powerful, and the investors, they wanted to invest in this dollar because dollar is considered a safe asset. It is considered quite safe. So you can understand, for the safety of their investment, the investors were going to to the developed countries. Okay, I hope you have understood the reasons quite clearly, and we have discussed it again and again during the Monetary Policy Committee decisions, that sessions also we have discussed the reasons that why it is happening, okay, that the FDI inflows are decreasing. Here you have to remember the percentage also, that by the 9% the overall FDI inflows have decreased in India as per the data from April 2022 to December 2022. Now coming to the state-wise data. So for the Maharashtra and Gujarat, they have recorded a positive growth in the foreign direct investment in the current fiscal year from the April to December data that we have got. So according to that, the Maharashtra and Gujarat are the one that are seeing the positive growth, okay, as well as even as the overall FDI inflows into the country is decreasing. Even if the overall FDI inflows is decreasing, still what is happening, that for some states there is the positive growth in the FDI that is happening, okay, and the overall FDI is decreasing. Why? Due to the rising global interest rates, the waning investor sentiment. Now see what will happen, that if the interest rates are rising, so you will want to save in the countries where the interest rate is quite high and it is providing you the safer returns. So you will invest less in the other countries, you will invest less in the developing countries, the foreign direct investment will decrease. So this is the common idea, okay. Gloomy growth outlook, as well as there is the recessionary tendency that is coming, because it is expected that the world growth will reduce to a lot, okay. So that's why there is the gloomy growth outlook that is present. According to the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade data, you can see the data here, the FDI inflows have increased in Maharashtra, and you can see that there is the 19% growth that has come in the FDI inflows for the Maharashtra, as well as for the Gujarat. You can see the FDI inflows have doubled, okay. So FDI inflows in Gujarat during the first 3 quarters of the current fiscal year, there is more than doubled growth that has been seen in the FDI inflows. There is the 111% of the growth that has been seen in the FDI inflows for the Gujarat. This is a very important data point that you have to remember, okay. For the Rajasthan also, you have to understand that there is the 61% of the growth that has been seen in the FDI inflows, though the base is low, in the number terms we can say that the base is quite low, and that's why not much importance is being given for the growth that has been seen in the Rajasthan. But for Maharashtra and Gujarat, you can see that how much growth they have got, and they are continuously being quite high, they are continuously being too much of the inflow is coming in these states particularly, okay. In Karnataka, you can see that in the previous year, in the financial year of the 2022, from April to December 2021, we can say, from there we are comparing the financial year 23, that is April to December 2022. So you can see that in April to December 2021, there was so much FDI inflow that was coming in Karnataka, which has reduced by 45% in April to December 2022. So the Karnataka has seen a quite big hit, we can say, when it comes to the FDI inflows. So you have to remember the Maharashtra and Gujarat, they have done quite good in the FDI inflow terms, even though the overall FDI inflow to the country is decreasing due to these reasons. The Rajasthan has also recorded higher inflows, but the base for the Rajasthan is quite low. For the Karnataka, there is the decrease that has happened, okay, in the FDI inflows, but Karnataka is still having quite high of the FDI inflows, you can see, as compared to the other states. So this is the state-wise data. As well as it is to be noted that Maharashtra, Karnataka and Gujarat historically have commanded the lion's share of FDI inflows into the country, and you can see that 68% of these 3 states alone account 68% of the FDI equity inflows into the country between October 2019 and December 2022. So these 3 states are considered very important for the country in terms of the FDI inflows, okay. Delhi, usually it does not fluctuate much. The inflows in Delhi usually does not fluctuate much, and that's why these 3 are the states that are given the most important, because here there is the attraction of the FDI inflows that happen, okay. So now coming to different segments of the country, different sectors we can say. So IT and services lead. So here you can see that the computer, software and hardware sector, they have attracted the highest inflows in the first 9 months, that is in the first 3 quarters of the current fiscal, although in value terms it was down by 16%. So here you can see that in the value terms, the service sector and the computer software and hardware segment, these two segments have the highest in FDI inflow in the number terms, but the computer software and hardware has seen a decrease of the FDI inflows by 16%. 16% decrease has come in the FDI inflow for this segment. For the services sector, inflows into the services sector grew by 31%. So that is a good thing, that for the services sector there is the 31% increase in the FDI inflows that has happened. But from April to December, again this is for April to December 2022, and this is the source you can see, as well as the highest hit. The FDI flows to the automobile sector saw the steepest decline, the highest hit, we can say the most decline that has come is in the automobile industry. There is the decrease of 77% in the FDI inflows for the automobile industry. So this is important for you all to remember. Okay, so the two important segments are these because they have the highest value of the FDI inflows, and you can see that the computer software hardware has decreased, the FDI inflows has decreased by 16%. Service sector FDI inflows have increased by 31%. For automobile industry, there is the steepest decline that has been seen of 77% year on year during the current fiscal. All the data points is year on year, that is from April to December 2021. We are comparing April to December 2022. So this is the year on year data that we are comparing, okay, for all the data points that I have shown you. So I hope you have understood everything very clearly, the data points for the overall, for the state and for the segments also. The Economic Survey 2022-23 said that the FDI equity inflow in manufacturing in the first half of the financial year 23, that is from April to September, that is the first 2 quarters, fell below its corresponding level in the first half of financial year 2022. So that is for the manufacturing, the FDI inflow that is happening. So that has reduced, okay, for the manufacturing. This is due to the rise in global uncertainty in the wake of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. What is going to happen? The inflation is going to grow much. The growth is going to go down. So there is much confusion that is coming in the mind of the investor. It also added that the monetary tightening at the global level, that is the increase in the interest rate at the global level by the developed countries especially, has further restricted the FDI equity inflows, because now the investors are trying to put their money in the saving to get the high interest rate rather than investing in the doing the direct investment. Okay, so a rebound in FDI inflows is however expected. This is also said in the economic survey that of course there is going to be the rebound in FDI inflows expected as the Indian economy sustains its high growth while monetary tightening the overall world over eventually eases with the weakening of inflationary pressures. Okay, so it is expected that our country is going to go good, and that's why the FDI inflows are going to come back at a good percentage in the coming times. Okay, so I hope you have understood everything very well. The data points you have to remember, the understanding behind the data points you should be very clear about. So this is the first question that you need to answer. I hope you will be able to give the right answer of this question. This is the second question. Do read the question quite clearly. Easy question. Again, you will be able to directly answer this question. So thank you very much. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel. Here you will get the PDF of this session. Thank you very much everyone. And if you have any query, you can mail us here. You can contact us through this number, or you can directly comment down below. I will surely try to answer your all queries. Okay, thank you very much everyone.